I'm Raleigh Mayer, and I am in the business of developing powerful presence and gravitas. I consider myself the gravitas guru. Any thoughts on what gravitas mean? Any Latin scholars in the room? The reason I became involved and ultimately focused on executive development, which is the umbrella category for what I do, is because I discovered that communicating and establishing presence and making connections with people doesn't come easily to everyone. So that's what we're going to work with tonight. And these are actually sort of, but not consistently in alphabetical order. So we start with A for appearance. What does appearance include besides how we're dressed?
Good hygiene.
Good hygiene. Thank you for mentioning that. So if you're not freshly shampooed, showered, shaved, made up, you name it, it's going to count against the most significant initial impression you make in appearance. What else is part of appearance?
If you're a girl, not too much makeup.
Yes, and conversely, if you are a female, do wear makeup. Hang on a second, guys, I'm working on the women. Handy dandy tidbit that women who wear makeup, an appropriate application, on average earn 20% more than those who don't. And if that doesn't drive you right to the Sephora counter, I don't know what will. Number 2 includes posture, and it starts with a B, since we are in semi-alphabetical order. It includes posture, it includes body language. It is body language, and posture and body language are closely related. Now, we said that body language, which incorporates gesture, can be helpful in many ways. What about the overall impression you make with your posture and how you carry yourself? What does that convey to people? Confidence. Good posture. Doesn't have to be military, scary posture, but good posture conveys confidence. It conveys a sense of authority and expertise, even if you don't necessarily have it. So posture is critical. And by the way, not only when you're in front of the room or in a formal presentation setting, but when you're seated. Connect. You want to connect with eye contact. And there's one other powerful piece of physical connection you have when you meet people, opportunity you have. The handshake. But in general, the handshake is the only opportunity for physical contact, and that's a very powerful thing. So you want your handshake to be substantial, to convey a strong impression. And I don't mean bone-crushing by strong, I mean energetic, engaged. And the other interesting thing, what else was very, very directly engaged during our handshake exercise? Eye contact. You had no choice but to communicate through the eyes, the so-called windows of the soul. You want to be expressive, and that includes facial expression. And one theory I have is that all of our interactive, so-called interactive engagement online, which I really call interpassive because you don't have to be that energetic or expressive. All of that engagement is depriving us of the habit and the usage of our facial expression because we're not looking at people. We're looking at things that don't really look back at us, so we don't have to engage to the same degree. We need to counter that by being consciously expressive in terms of smiling, in terms of all kinds of reaction when we're talking to people and looking at people, so we know we're alive and we hear them and perhaps we agree with them. So you want to make sure that you're animated to a degree, that you're not a zombie. And I know also anxiety or sheer trepidation about new people, new events, new opportunities can sort of close us down. But again, the antidote to that is elevating your expressiveness. It will make you feel better. So there are so many opportunities during the day when we can establish our credibility and elevate our reputations by using real language instead of the sorta, kinda, yeah, sure stuff that most of us engage in day to day. And what you want to think about now, and this is how we're going to close the show tonight, but it's not over yet, is what is your reputation? What are the 3 words that people would use to describe you if you weren't in the room? I'm Raleigh Mayer, and I am dynamic, colorful, and very entertaining. And it's been a real pleasure to work with all of you tonight. I'm going to leave you with 3 things. If you have other questions, I'll be glad to field them one-on-one. By the way, that was very impressive and a powerful self-reveal, I hope, to you as well as those hosting and observing. And as you go forward, I know your resumes are going to say things like analytical and detail-oriented, and that stuff is critically important, but those are skill sets. They're not who you are personally. So keep in mind, when people talk about you and you're not in the room, they're talking about bigger picture concepts, who you really are, what you mean to them personally and professionally, for better or worse. Recently, Warren Buffett, the famous and famously successful investor, was delivering a program to Columbia University's business school, and he said that he discovered in his career that by increasing your communication skill power by 50%, you can increase your lifetime earning potential by $500,000 or $500,000. And personally, I'll take the money. So keep in mind that communication is critical to establishing your brand, building your reputation, and accelerating your career. Go forth and leverage your reputation. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.